Welcome to Buzz Around the Globe. Current social media tsunami over Lakshadweep and Maldives highlights India's alienation from the island country it has supported for a long time. Another simultaneous development is that the president of Maldives is visiting China. China and the Maldives will sign several agreements to further bolster their bilateral ties, following talks between President Xi Jinping and his Maldivian counterpart Mohamed Muizzu in Beijing this week. Meanwhile, the Maldives president on Sunday suspended 3 of his deputy ministers for posting derogatory comments against India, its closest neighbour and the source of much of the tourism that drives the island's economy. President Mohamed Muizzu suspended until further notice Malsha Sharif, Mariam Shuna, and Abdullah Mahzoon Majid for their posts on X, formerly Twitter. The 3 were responding to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's posts on his official X account promoting the pristine beaches of India's Lakshadweep archipelago for Indian travellers. Lakshadweep is off the southwestern coast of the Indian mainland and is similar to the Maldives. On the other hand, Xi will host a welcome ceremony and a welcome banquet for Muizzu during his state visit from January 8 to 12, the first by the Maldivian leader to a foreign country since he assumed office in November last year. Muizzu, who is seen as a pro-China politician, took oath as the 8th president of the Maldives after defeating the India-friendly incumbent Ibrahim Mohamed Solih in the presidential runoff held in September. According to China, over the past decade, the relations between China and the Maldives have deepened and achieved fruitful outcomes of practical cooperation in various fields, including Belt and Road cooperation and deepening traditional friendship. The triangle between the two countries and tourism is also something to note. Last year, Indians made up the largest number of tourists visiting the Maldives, which is famous for its luxury island resorts and white sandy beaches. India is also a strategic ally, with military personnel and helicopters stationed on the islands. But relations have deteriorated since Muizzu, who is considered to be pro-Chinese, was elected in November. An unknown number of Indian military personnel are stationed in the Maldives. During the election, Muizzu campaigned on a platform to remove them, saying they could be a threat to his country's sovereignty. Known activities of the Indian military include operating 2 helicopters donated by India and assisting in the rescue of people stranded or faced with calamities at sea. Over the past decade, India and China have been vying for influence in the Maldives, which lies on a main east-west shipping route. The Maldives has become part of China's Belt and Road initiative that envisages building ports, railways and roads to expand trade and China's influence across Asia, Africa and Europe. Regional power India had considered the Maldives, with its population of about 380,000 Sunni Muslims, to be within its sphere of influence, but had been worried about China's expanding footprint lately. Muizzu, a former housing minister, is credited with implementing Chinese-funded infrastructure projects, including the construction of 7,000 apartments and a landmark bridge linking the capital island with the nearby airport island of Hulhula. The country's public and government-guaranteed debt was about $7 billion, or 113.5% of GDP at the end of last year, according to official data. Muizzu said he was keen on expanding ports and harbour-related services to increase domestic earnings, while also looking for debt-free financing for his ambitious economic expansion plans. In addition, Muizzu is seeking up to $500 million in international funding to protect beaches and coral, as warming and rising waters threaten his low-lying nation. Keeping in mind the delicate nature of India's relationship with Maldives and China's expansionist intentions, it is not surprising that this social media war is now expanding into the physical sphere. Do tell us what you think about this video in comments section, and for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.